everybody, Abby Ashley here. I'm so excited to chat with you today. I'm just realizing there's probably a little bit of an echo in this room, and I apologize for that. So today I'm actually filming. We have videos that go out, at least usually a few videos a month over on our YouTube channel. And I have kids at home, so I batch record those videos. You can actually see some behind the scenes stuff that's going on over on Instagram. You can see the house. We rented a little Airbnb to do our filming in today. And so if my background looks different, it's because I'm not in my home, which is also why my audio is probably a little weird. So yes, hey guys, we're gonna talk today about what a VA can do and what a VA cannot, or at least should not be doing. All right, so it's going to be an awesome live stream. If you guys don't know, we go live every single Tuesday, and we talk about a different element of virtual assistant. So there's usually some live Q&A time. I do a teaching time, and so I'm so excited that you have joined me for today's live stream. It's going to be awesome. Let me know a little bit about you in the comments. If you can let me know if you are starting your virtual assistant business, if you're just finding out what a VA is. Maybe you've gotten your first client, but you're wanting to grow. Maybe you're in the scaling phase and you're like, Abby, I'm just all in. How do we keep going from here? So let me know in the comments where you are at. Let's see here. If you have not met me yet, sorry, I'm trying to look and make sure that our audio is good here. If you have not met me yet, hi, I'm Abby Ashley. I'm the founder of the Virtual Savvy, and I teach people how to become virtual assistants. And so I'm so excited that you are joining me here today, and we're gonna just dive into what is a virtual assistant, what can they do, and what can they not do. Now, before we jump in, I do want to make sure you guys know, because next week we are actually starting our Jumpstart series. And this is a 5-day series where I go live every single day. Don't be creeped out by the guy walking outside. That's my husband. It's a 5-day series where I go live every single day, and I'm going to teach a different element of virtual assistants. Okay, so we're going to be chatting about, what do you actually need to get started, how to plan some goals for your business. I know some of you guys are like, January, my New Year's resolution is to start a VA business, and that makes me so excited. And so what are the things that you need to do? And then on Friday, we're going to be talking about marketing, because oh my goodness, I know that the biggest question that we always get is, how do I actually get clients for my business? It's a #1 struggle that you guys have. So we're going to be talking about all of it in this Jumpstart series. It's going to be amazing. So make sure that you have registered. We've had hundreds of people already register. It's going to be amazing. thevirtualsavvy.com/jumpstart. All right. Very, very good. So yes, let me know in the comments. Keep letting me know where you're at in your VA business, because I want to hear from you. All right, so we're going to be talking today about what a VA can do and not do, and really what should we be doing and what should we not be doing. So let's just start off with that. What can a VA do? And I think that some of us struggle with defining what a virtual assistant is. And the reason why is because a virtual assistant can mean so many different things. And you guys have probably seen this before whenever, a job opportunity maybe gets posted inside of our VA Savvies group, right? And different people are saying, I need a general virtual assistant, and here's the things I need them to do. That list from one client to the next can look totally different. And so it can be a little bit confusing. It's like, well, how do I say what a virtual assistant is? Because it's not as cut and dry as, I am I'm a podcast manager, I'm a YouTube editor, I'm, a Pinterest manager. Those are a little bit more cut and dry, right? But a virtual assistant is an umbrella term. Just like if you were to say, I'm a life coach. Okay, well, a life coach could mean so many different things, right? I work with a life coach in a sense right now, but she's an Enneagram coach. And so she really just coaches me in the way that, about my Enneagram, because I geek out over Enneagram. So I'm an Enneagram 7, by the way. Any 7s in the house? Or do you know your Enneagram? Let me know in the comments if you know your Enneagram. So there's different kinds of life coaches, right? And because that's kind of an umbrella term, and virtual assistants is the same way. So when I define virtual assistants, when I say what is a virtual assistant, my standard definition is that a virtual assistant is any kind of remote assistant who provides administrative, creative, or technical support services for online or brick or mortar businesses. Okay, and so you have to really think, what tasks could you do for a small business owner that you could do remotely? And when you ask the question that way, and when you pose it that way, whenever you're talking to small business owners, they're like, oh, well, there's actually a lot of things that we could do, right? If they have an admin in their office already, then how many of those tasks could be done remotely? Most likely a lot of them, right? Everything from sending invoices to customer service emails to possibly, posting on their social media channels to writing emails, getting into email marketing, writing, blogging, calendar management, appointment setting, research. There's so much that could be done. And a lot of those are just in the general VA tasks, right? So some of the things that you guys could be doing, you might think, oh, but I don't have all these advanced skills. That's okay, guys. You have to get going with what you already have. And that's my biggest recommendation. I think one of the biggest misconceptions about virtual assistants is that I need to do all this like super rigorous training on different systems, that I need to learn how to do podcast editing and YouTube management, and I need to know all the social media channels, and I need to know how to post all of them, and I need to write well, and I need to, and it's simply not true. You don't have to know all of those things, right? What do you already know how to do? Let that be the starting point. And it may be as simple as answering customer service emails, appointment setting, calendar management. Okay, there are people who need those exact services, likely some of the local small businesses that are thriving during this time. Maybe they can't even hire somebody to come in the office, but you could swoop in and be somebody that can help them from a remote basis, right? And so this is what we're talking about with what is a virtual assistant. And everybody's definition is different. If you have a different definition, put it in the comments, totally fine, because like we said, your definition may look different than my definition, but that's usually how I clarify it. So that's a little bit of like, what is a VA? What can they do? And usually what I have found is that what a VA is and the kind of tasks that you can do are really broken down into those three areas that I talked about, right? Creative, administrative, or technical. Now there are some overlapping, right? So let's say Pinterest manager. If you are like, I'm a general VA, but I'm going to niche down and I'm going to just do one specific service really, really well. Well, maybe you do something like Pinterest management. So you're posting to Pinterest for these businesses, right? Well, a Pinterest manager really could be administrative, creative, and technical in a sense, right? Administrative is just kind of like actually organizing the info. What are their blog posts, getting that all organized. The creative would be creating the pins, right? You can use a tool like Canva to create different pins, and you need to have a little bit of a creative bone in your body to do that. And then the technical would be, all right, let's look at the metrics and let's actually assess how your profile is growing because we did these different actions, right? So you may be like, I am only creative, and that's okay. If you're not technical, if you're not administrative, then maybe you just do creative things, right? Maybe you only design logos and that's all that you do, right? Although I would, beg to say that there is some technical elements to that too, obviously, like the tools that you're using and things. Usually there are overlapping skill sets inside of all of these. But if you're like, all I can do right now is the administrative, that's okay. If you don't know the technical, you don't know the creative yet, just start with the administrative skills and then maybe branch out later. Maybe you're like, my brain is only technical and I just want to go and I want to do SEO, or I want to do like just website edits or whatever it may be, like the back end stuff of making things work. You have that kind of engineer brain. That's great. And that's what I love about virtual assistants, because it's an umbrella term. It can house so many different types of skills. So let me know in the comments, what skills do you guys offer? Like, what are your services? If you've already started your VA business, I think it'd be good even for some of the newbies to see like what your main services are, or maybe what some of the main services that you're seeing clients asking for. I would love to know in the comments from you guys what you're already seeing. Okay, so as we go into that, let's also talk about what a VA cannot do. And I think that it's really important to talk about this because some people get stretched way too far and they end up saying like, I'm not going to be a virtual assistant because I hate XYZ, when really you were doing things way beyond what you should have been doing. And so this could also be subtitled like how to not get burnt out and hate virtual assistants. Okay, so what can or what should a VA not do? All right. These are fun. Okay, so number one, and this is just, I'm gonna get on my little like ranting post right now, so just bear with me. A VA cannot solve all of their clients' problems. And this is why you guys have to have a specific set of skills, right? Whether you have a signature process, this is how I do things, or if you say, these are the things that I offer. So often I see clients posting and they want a miracle worker in their business. They're like, I have zero traffic in my business and I'm going to hire a general VA who does admin tasks and they're going to completely grow my business and do all my marketing for me. And it's like, those aren't my services, right? And it's just kind of like, you know, now if you were something like a Facebook ads manager or a Pinterest manager, part of your job may be to actually get them more clients, right? And that's the result that you're selling. And I think that it's good to sell an end result with your services. Like you have a problem and here's the end result. But the end result isn't always like, and your business is going to blow up and you're going to be a millionaire, right? Like that's not always the end result that people, I think sometimes as VA, we feel the pressure that like they need to hire me and get an instant monetary ROI. And I don't think that that's true. I think that there are so many other problems that you're solving for them. And one of the biggest things is time, right? If you can take some of the smaller tasks off of their plate, then that means that they have more time to do some of the big picture, big level thinking, some of the higher level tasks in their business so they can make more money. So at the end of the day, if you're saving them time, could you be saving them money? Yes. And I think that's something you can talk about in your discovery calls, but it's not always like I hire a VA today and my business triples next month, right? And unfortunately, sometimes clients are wanting that. And it's a big red flag of like, I need this person to set realistic expectations or we're not going to work well together, right? So this is one of the things that a VA should not do is to be expected to solve all of their clients' problems, right? And I think a lot of that is really, really important in how you form your contract, right? What is it exactly that you say you're going to do for your client? Anything outside of that is something we call scope creep. And we don't want clients who are constantly trying to get you to do more things or have bigger expectations without paying you more, or you know what I mean? They're demanding more and more of your time, asking you to do way beyond what you've agreed to do. And that's why a solid contract is more important. It's something to look back to and say, no, actually, you hired me to do this, and now you're asking me to do all of this. We are going to have to change our contract. We're going to have to renegotiate our rates if you're asking me to do these other things as well. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? Okay, so number two, what can a VA not do? And it kind of goes in hand, but VAs cannot learn everything. And this is more like a heartfelt message from me to you. Okay, so often, especially when we're just starting out, we feel the pressure to learn it all, and it gets really, really overwhelming to see all the tech that's out there. Like, you just got into this whole new world of virtual assistants, and then you're bombarded with all this tech that like a month ago you didn't even know existed, right? And it can be really overwhelming, and you can feel the pressure to be like, I need to learn all of this, and I need to be up to date, because what if a client asks me to do something and I don't know how to do it, or worse, I've never even heard of it, right? And guys, I remember what that felt like. Like, sure, you know, I've been doing this since 2015 now. So do I know most of the systems? Do I know of most of the systems? Yes. Do I know all the systems? No, by no means. There's tech out there that I've never even gotten inside and played around with, right? Because I don't need to. You don't have to know all the tech. You don't have to know everything. You don't even have to know of everything. It's where Google can come in handy, right? I don't know this, but okay, it's an appointment setting software and it has these features. Cool, awesome. You know, you can purchase Savvy Vault and we have courses in some of the tech, but you don't have to know all the tech. You don't have to know everything. And so I just want to sit here and give you permission to not know it all. Okay, if you needed that permission from somebody, give me a little heart if this is speaking to you at all. If you needed that permission to not know it all, like this is your official permission. It's okay to start with what you know. And one of the best things that you can do is to say, I've actually never worked with that software before, but I'm a fast learner and I'm very confident that I can figure it out. And I think that, like, never pretend that you know something that you don't know. Like, it's just going to bite you in the butt, right? It's not going to work out very well. But just be honest with your clients. Actually, I don't know that, but you know, and then follow. This is even better. You're on a discovery call and you're talking back and forth and they're like, you know, we use ClickUp and this is our system. This is what we use. And you're like, okay, awesome. Like, I've never used that before, but I'm a really quick learner. I feel confident in my ability to learn it, right? And you get off the call. Now what you do, go spend 20 minutes just researching like crazy about ClickUp, right? These are the best ways to use ClickUp for your teams. This is how to use ClickUp with a coaching client or whatever. Here's how you watch YouTube videos, take a Savvy Vault course, whatever it is, go through and digest, spend like 30, 40 minutes. And then in your follow-up email, right, mention, hey, I actually looked into ClickUp and I'm so excited for these reasons. I didn't realize that you could X, Y, Z and this, and here's something I would want to try. And I dug into this a little bit and here's 5 videos that I watched about and things that I think that we could maybe implement for your business, right? It's that element of going above and beyond and letting them know like, hey, I don't know it. I don't know the software, but I'm a fast learner and I'm the kind of person that goes above and beyond. Let me tell you guys, if you are the type of people who just go above and beyond, who put your best foot forward, who try and who communicate, you're going to go so much further in your business than somebody who has all the skills. We hire for culture over skill every time. Every single time. Now, it doesn't mean that the people that we hire in the Virtual Savvy aren't skilled. They are very, very skilled. However, if we are choosing between somebody that's a culture fit or who has more skills, we will always choose the culture fit because skills can be learned, especially if you're the type of person, right? Culture fit. If you're the type of person who is just like, bring it. Like, bring it. I want to learn anything. I'm hungry to learn. Those are the kind of people that we are always looking for, and other business owners are too. Okay. Are you guys liking this? Let me know in the comments. I need to like switch back and see how we're doing over here. Such a relief that I cannot learn it all, or that I cannot know it all. Thank you, Abby. Everything is teachable. Yes. So true. I felt overwhelmed about what I need to start. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about here today. Good. Okay, glad you guys are liking this. So let's do number 3, and then we'll do some Q&A too. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and start dropping those in the comments, and I can do some live Q&A time before I jump off here, okay? So number 3, the third thing that you cannot, or at least should not be doing for your clients, is that you cannot and you should not neglect your own sanity, okay? It's very, very important that you put boundaries around yourself and your business. It's really easy to get burnt out when you have a business that can go with you anywhere. It's one of the things that we love about virtual assistants, right? Is that I can take my work anywhere. But maybe you shouldn't take your work everywhere, right? So it's really important to have boundaries. Plan a completely unplugged vacation every once in a while. I know that's difficult right now, but you can rent Airbnbs. That's what we're doing today. It's for a filming day, but we actually, we're renting an Airbnb here next weekend just as like a getaway, just like I'm gonna unplug and just have some time to unwind, right? And we're not going to be around people. We're just going to still be with ourselves in a house, but it's in a different house. So it feels like a vacation. But like, we should not neglect our own sanity. That means that sometimes if your client is texting you at, 9:00 at night, like purposely don't text them back till the next morning, because it's drawing those lines and saying, hey, I'm not always going to just respond instantly, right? Your own sanity may mean that you just need to get outside of the house every once in a while, take a break, take a walk, right? And do a self check-in. One of the things that I'll do sometimes is like, I'm not very good at checking in with myself. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Again, I'm an Enneagram 7, so I'm like, what feelings? I don't know. I'm good. I'm good. Everything's fine. That's like kind of my MO, right? So sometimes I will do like heart, body, mind, spirit. And that sounds really like woo-woo, but just hear me out. So like, how is my heart right now? Like, how am I really feeling? Like, am I upset about a way a client responded? Am I upset about, people aren't really supporting me and my business? How is my heart right now? How is my body? Like, I've been sitting in this chair for an hour. Like, I should probably get up. My butt hurts. I should get up and walk around, right? Like, it's really practical, but it helps. Heart, body, mind. Like, how is my mind? What am I thinking right now? What are like the thoughts that are flooding my brain? Am I jumbled with my to-do list? Like, what is my mind doing? And then spirit, like for me, I'm a praying woman. And so like, for me, I have to do a check-in with kind of like, how is my soul right now too, which for me is different than my heart. Like, it's like, how am I doing in like my prayer life and things? And so I think that having those 4 different areas and just doing these little self checks every once in a while, it might help you to get like a piece of paper even, and then, write it out, heart, body, mind, spirit, and just be like, how am I really doing? Let me do like a for real self check and see how things are going. Because let me tell you this, and I'll end on this note and we'll do a Q&A. Starting a business is one of the biggest, most exciting, most incredible, scariest, most difficult things that you could ever do. It just is. And so you have to have people to support you, but you've got to also protect yourself. And so that's one of the reasons, we're launching our Savvy System course next week. And launching that course is always incredible because we have hundreds of people that come in, they join the course, they learn how to grow their businesses, all the things. But what's even more important is that those little cohorts that come through the course together, they form these bonds, and it's like these friendships that it's like, I have people doing this with me and I'm not alone. And so just so you know, like, you're not alone. You're not alone. Building a business, a lot of people around you aren't going to understand it. They're not going, they might even question you. We've had people that they're like, my family thinks this is dumb. They're like, what are you doing? And that's the reality. There are people who are either going to like verbally just be like, this is dumb, or just by their actions be like, this is weird. Let me just ask you to go to the store 15 times this week because you're not really doing anything right. You're like, I'm working from home. I am working. So that's one of the things that's like one of the pros from COVID, I feel like, is more people now know that people who work from home really work. I'm like, yes, this is what we've been saying all along. We are working. So with all that said, I hope this has been encouraging to you. That virtual assistant jumpstart that's coming up, make sure you're joining, because we're going to go through lots of practical tips for starting your virtual assistant business. And if you are really excited and you're like, Abby, I didn't realize you had a course opening coming up. Yes, we do. You can go to savviesystem.com. You can get on the wait list. We open the doors next week. We actually only launch the course live twice a year. So January and July are the only 2 times throughout the year that we open up the doors to this big public launch, and we say, everybody come in. We close the door and then we go through it together. So it's a really amazing time. I really hope that you join me. And if you can't join the course, that's okay. Still come join the free like 5-day live stream leading up to the course launch. because you're going to get a lot of really valuable information from it. Okay, awesome. So let's do some Q&A. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. You know, if you put a little question mark before your question, it helps me kind of weed out those questions and see who's actually asking. Let's go here. What questions do you have? Yes, people from home really do work. That's right, we do. Awesome. Here's a great question. Which niche would you recommend for male VAs? Seems like most companies prefer to hire females. Any suggestions? So we've had males come through our training program, and I think that it's awesome, Andrew, that you're wanting to start a virtual assistant business. And again, we at our company, we have hired a lot of females, but I think that's because our audience is a lot of females. But I will tell you, like, I'm going to brag on one of our male employees. We had a while back an application for a tech director, and we had somebody come in, and he was a guy, and it was like, oh, this is kind of the first guy that we're taking a look at, other than my husband. My husband works in the business too, and at the end of the day, his application was so phenomenal, and it didn't matter if he was a girl or a guy. It was he showed value first, right? Like, he came in and he understood our culture. He connected personally. We always do videos, which I recommend, guys. Like, even if your clients are asking for a video can go so far. And so he shot this video, and it was just like, he's like, man, I see this culture you've built. I see this business. Here's all the reasons why I love your business. And it's always good from a client to like hear, oh, you recognize like that I've worked really hard. And that was one of the things he said, like, you've worked really hard to build this thing. I can tell that. And you're probably really protective of it. And then he just swooped in and was like, here's all the ways that I can add value. Here's what I want to join in with this momentum you've already started. And boom, 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 boom. He showed me how it was the value that he could bring. So honestly, like, if someone's specifically saying we want to hire a female, maybe don't go after those. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want that position, maybe still go after it. It's after you. But I would say don't be discouraged even if they have a whole female staff. But like, and it kind of seems like that's the way they hire. Maybe they have a more feminine brand, but you're like, I'm gonna go after this anyways. Because again, that culture fit means everything. So if you can show that in the way that you give value first and in your videos and things like that, I think it can make a huge, huge difference. Awesome. Oh, yay. I love the Savvy system. Week 1. So excited that you've jumped in. Awesome. When is a free live stream? Will it be on YouTube? Yes. So we are planning to, so we're talking about the jumpstart here. So the virtualsavvy.com/jumpstart, that training starts next week on the 18th. I'm going to be going live every single day at noon Central Time. And I know that doesn't work for some people. Honestly, I just have to do it when I have childcare. And so that's why I do my live streams at noon. It's like, oh, Abby, what's your secret marketing system for why you go live at noon? I'm like, there isn't one. I just have kids, and they'll be like grabbing on me and climbing on me while I'm going live if I don't. So yeah, it's noon Central Time every single day. But if you can't be there live, that's totally fine. Still sign up for the training, because we will send you the link to the replays if you sign up. Okay. Let's see here. Next question. How do I market myself to a business that has no idea what a VA is? Bearing in mind I'm in South Africa, where being a VA is not common. So one of the cool things about virtual assistants is that you don't have to work with local clients. I remember when I got my first overseas client, and it was like, oh yeah, Abby, Ashley Virtual Assistants is international, right? Actually, my first international client was from South Africa. So they were like a fashion blogger. It was really cool. So there are definitely people needing VAs in South Africa. I will say that. But, definitely don't be limited by your current location. There's so many different ways to find clients. And so I think that, doing great introductions to people, and having it kind of list out what a VA is. Sometimes you do have to do a little bit of that education piece. And when people have that aha moment, it's like, oh, that's what a VA is. And you explain it to them. And at the end of the day, you could, like, I think it's good to explain what a VA is, but at the end of the day, we're problem solvers, right? So like, what is the problem that your client has and how do you solve that problem? Even if they never fully understand what a VA is, if you can just show that transformation, here's how we're gonna go from A to B, that's when they will hire you. Okay, so you've just got to show that transformation process, and you can do that in so many different ways. It's in examples that you send them, it's in value first proposals that you send out, it's in a video, it's in your introduction, it's in a really, really well-worded, well thought out, researched email, right? There's a lot of different ways that you can show value first. Oh, this is a great one. How do you sustain boundaries without guilt and deal with the second thoughts soon after you reinforce your boundaries, especially about working hours and feedback systems? So the best thing you can do is start as you intend to go. And so, and we can talk a little bit if you didn't start out as you intended to go. But one of the best things you really can do is start out with that intentionality. So when you sign a new client, you should have some kind of an onboarding meeting or a welcome packet that you go through and you say, hey, here are my typical either working hours or here's how long I usually respond to emails. And you can actually like even if they're your only client, sometimes it's okay to actually wait to respond. There's a Gmail app called Boomerang, and you can actually type out your email and then schedule when it's going to send it from your Gmail, so that it's like, I said my hours were 8 to 5. I'm writing this email at 2 a.m., but I can set it to go out at 8 a.m. just so it's like setting those clear boundaries. So I think, there's some systems and automations that you can use to really set that out. Now, if you're having to backtrack, so let's say that you went all in and now you're needing to backtrack, I think the best thing you can do, honesty is always the best policy in my opinion. And so one of the best things you can do is just have like a real meeting, like set up a Zoom call with your client and just be like, hey, I just needed to have some talk. My business is growing. And at the very beginning, I was like super, like you would text me at 2 a.m., I would text you back. And that was bad on my part. I shouldn't have done that because I wasn't respecting my own boundaries. This doesn't mean I'm not going to offer you excellent service. Like I'm going to continue to go above and beyond for you. And I'm going to continue to be like the best hire you've ever made. However, here's a couple of things that I'm going to change just as my business grows or as I get better at setting boundaries. And the right clients are going to really respect that. Okay. So that would be my recommendation. If you've kind of already crossed that line and now you're having to backtrack, would just be a really honest conversation. Okay, let's see here. We have a lot of questions. I'll try to get to as many as I can. When developing a contract with a client, can you set your times of contact when you're available? Should you only discuss after they are contacting them after service are established? Okay, I think that's a good thing. You can talk about that inside of your meeting. So here's the thing, guys. And this is that's like what you should do and what you shouldn't do, which is the theme of today. As a virtual assistant, most likely you're an independent contractor. There's a blog on our website. You can go to thevirtualsavvy.com and just type in independent contractor in the search bar, and there'll be a whole blog about what an independent contractor is. But as an independent contractor, you do set your own rates. So if a client is telling you, like, I need you available every day from 8 to 5, that's not a contractor, that is an employee. And so sometimes people hiring don't realize that. And so sometimes there is that education piece that we have to bring in. So the best time, again, to bring that up is probably in that onboarding meeting, in that welcome packet. If they're asking about it in the initial discovery call, definitely you should talk about it. But it should be one of those things that's known, like, hey, as a virtual assistant, I'm an independent contractor, which means I set my own times, but here's kind of a little bit of what you can expect from me. One of the best things that you guys can do is have a discovery call template. We provide one inside of the Savvy system, but come up with your own of like, here are the points that we're going to discuss today. And so you ask a little bit about their needs, you tell them a little bit about your business, how you run things, which is where this part would come in. And then you decide if you're a good fit. That's the basic outline of a great discovery call, right? Your side, my side, are we a good fit? So once you've done that, on your side, this is a little bit of how I work. And I think that that's a great place to talk about some of those boundaries. Oh, this is so great, Sarah. Sarah says, I send personalized videos in every single proposal, and I've had so many clients say that is the reason they felt comfortable moving forward. Oh, so good. I absolutely love it. I just started as a VA on Fiverr this week. I haven't had my first client, even though I've done a video. No idea what the problem is. How can you advise? Jane, one of the things I would recommend is have somebody take a look at those videos that you're sending out. Get some feedback from somebody who's really, really going to tell you honestly how you can improve them. That's one of the things that we do inside of our course, the Savvy system, is that we give you live feedback on your proposals, on your videos, things like that, so you can know how to improve them. But get somebody in your life who you can, ask those questions to, who's going to tell you, hey, here's some ways that you can improve it. I will also tell you this, you may be doing everything right. I mean, there's a chance that you're like actually nailing it and you're like doing value first and you're doing all the things. And at the end of the day, sometimes it is a little bit of a numbers game. And so if you're doing really well-researched quality proposals with a video going above and beyond, it still may take you 10 of those before you get one discovery call. And it still may take you 10 discovery calls before you get one client. So my biggest advice is just don't give up, right? Keep doing it. But you do need to assess where is this breaking, right? And everybody, like my whole process, am I not getting the leads? Am I not getting the discovery calls? Am I getting the discovery calls, but I'm not actually landing the clients? Am I sending the contract after the discovery call and they're not signing it? Like, where is your process breaking? And then zoom in and see, how do I get amazing at that part of the process? Let's see. What is the best way to motivate a virtual team? That's a great question. So, here at the Virtual Savvy, we have 16 full-time employees now, and our business has boomed. It's really grown. And I think the biggest thing that we did is that we set out and did some core values, some company values. Sorry, I'm going to get a drink. We came up with core values. And those core values ebb and flow into everything we do. So in every meeting, we talk about those core values. We have a Slack channel where we talk about like wins around those core values. And it like has become part of our language, and it's how we make decisions. Sometimes we're going to do something and we're like, oh, but it's not quite ready. And one of our core values is action over perfection. And we're like, we're going to do it anyways because people need this. And we're not going to sit back and just wait till it's 100% perfect. We're going to choose action over perfection. So it actually like comes into the way that we make decisions. It comes into our hiring process. And so we look for people that we feel like have those same core values. And so once you gather a group of people that have the same values, I don't think it's difficult to motivate. Honestly, if we're all working toward the same goal, then it's like motivating a team isn't actually difficult. So that would be one of my biggest recommendations. We have somebody in the comments asking about some like customer service emails, and definitely if you want to, you're saying that your emails aren't getting responded to, definitely you can send me like a private message even on Facebook or Instagram if some reason your email isn't going through. Our team is really, really good responding. We have like a response time of less than 24 hours. So we can definitely take a look about what's going on with your individual case. Rebecca, if I wanted to niche down by working with realtors but don't have realtor experience or industry knowledge, will that hold me back? Rebecca, I think that that's awesome. Being a REVA, a real estate VA, is super, super, super highly sought out. That's one of those things that I do think if you're going to go with if you're going to niche down, you can niche down by industry or service, right? So by service, I'm going to be a Pinterest VA. By industry, I'm going to be a VA for real estate, for the real estate industry. When you niche down, I do think it's good to have some training. So for real estate specifically, you can check out Savvy Vault because we have actually released a course. It's $47 a month, but you can join just for 1 month and just take the real estate course and then cancel. Check it out because I do think when you're niching down, it's important for you to have some knowledge in that industry. So I would definitely check out how to be a real estate VA. We have a blog on it, but then we have this full in-depth course. I think that would be really, really helpful for you. All righty, guys, my time is almost up here. Let me see if I can answer a couple more questions. What time do we do live training for the Savvy system? So we have tons of people who work full-time jobs. The Savvy system, the course that we're launching next week, it's pre-recorded lessons, and so you can take it as you go. It's not dripped content. You can literally, like, if you want to binge watch a bunch of lessons on the weekend and then wait till the next weekend, that's really fine. We do have live events. So live virtual events. So we have accountability calls. Some of those are in the evenings, which is great. We have different live events that we do throughout the Savvy system. But anytime if you miss something, there's always a replay available. So don't feel limited by those live events if you can't attend them. There's usually one a week. One live event a week, but if it interferes with your work schedule, then you can catch the replay, okay? Definitely the gold in the course is the actual content that you're going through. It will teach you by itself how to start your business, market it, all of those things. The community support, so, you know, us reviewing your things, you guys being able to post in the group, that is extra, like on top, make it awesome. And then those live trainings are kind of the cherry on top. And you do get all of them, but if you can't attend them live, you're definitely not going to be missing out on anything inside of the course. Let's see. You guys have so many good questions. Let me just pick one or two more. And if I don't get your questions answered, then definitely post in our VA Savvies group, okay? Do you provide certifications for our training? So at this time, we don't do certifications. We've talked about doing it in the future, but here's why. When we do a certification, we want it to really, really mean something, right? Like, I'm not just gonna like put it at the end of the course and be like, you watched all the videos, you're now Savvy certified. If and when we do a certification, it's going to be that we put you guys through rigorous testing and we can put a stamp on that says these people are 100% like know their stuff, and we're gonna have a super intense process. And so it's something that we've thought about doing, but it's not something that we have at this time. So hopefully in the future, we have been working on like maybe little badges that you guys could still put on your website and things like that, but it wouldn't be an official certification until we possibly develop that in the future, which I'm hoping someday we can do. Let's see here. A client said he found Abby in a podcast. He asked, how did I know her? I said, I'm one of her students. He signed my contract and paid. Yay, Sam. Sam has been one of our Savvy System students for a few years now. And it's always so fun to see the different things that he's coming up with. So congrats, Sam. That's so cool. All right. Awesome, guys. You guys are asking some really great questions. I do have to jump off here. Like I said, today is a filming day for me. So I am batch filming all of this content. So I'm going to go back to doing that. But I do want to remind you guys, our Jumpstart series is coming up. Make sure that you are signed up for it. It's going to be amazing. You can come hang out with me every single day for 5 days. And we're going to be going through how to launch and grow your virtual assistant business. Thank you so much. Have an awesome rest of the day.